Hi all, welcome, happy solstice, blessed Yule. Let's get this thing a little, there, it's a little better. Okay, so welcome to everybody, welcome back if you've been here before, and welcome to my new subscribers. Met some new friends this morning, picked up a few new subscribers, and I'm very, very glad to have you with me and be checking out your channels, and hopefully we'll have some great discussions and get into lots of tarot stuff. So this is actually going to be a VR to Pappa Squirrel via Summer at Astaria Sen, and I will put links to both their videos for this. And this is for good beginner decks. And I have like 4 piles of decks in front of me here. I don't expect we'll get through all of them today, unless I really whiz through them. But yeah, it's a lot of decks. So I'm going to bring up a few that I think are especially good beginner decks. And starting, of course, with the venerable Waite. And I think this one is very good for people because so many of the existing books, oops, oh, so this, yeah, I bought this one used, I think, on eBay, and it's still got the plastic on it, but it does have the US Games copyright down on the corner, so it's not one of the super old ones, but I do have one of those. Oh well, as long as the plastic's already falling off. So I'm sure everybody knows this deck. We all know and love it. This is the standard Rider-Waite Smith RWS with the traditional coloring. And I know a lot of people don't care for it. I personally do. I like it very much. But having said that, I also have lots of Rider-Waite Smith clones. Okay, you know what? I'll wrestle that back into the packaging later. Another one that I have that I like very much is the Universal Waite. This is another one I think I picked up off eBay. It's this deck and book set, and it comes with the little, like a spread layout paper. It's not a cloth, it's paper. But a lot of people prefer the coloring in this. And this really is a nice copy. I do have another copy of the Universal that had terrible coloring. It was just all washed out. It must have just been a bad printing. And it came, this is the image on the front of the box, I think. Or it's this like coloring. I didn't bring that one in, but it was terrible. I couldn't even use it. This one has the stars on the background. But you can see the coloring in this one is much softer. And a lot of people find that much more appealing. Oh, well, you can see I've been using it. It's all out of order. The colors are really pumped up. The recoloring was done by Mary Hanson Roberts. I don't know why some of these are upside down. But it's quite a striking difference to the standard Rider-Waite Smith. So that's a nice one if you don't like the coloring on the original. I guess if I was smart, I would have had these all out of the boxes to begin with to save some time, but c'est la vie. So let's see. Yeah, we'll just play with that later. Okay, so my current favorite version, whoops, nothing broken, is this one. The Radiant Wise Spirit, also RWS, of course. I don't actually have it in the box, but this is the box it comes in. I've actually got mine in my handy-dandy little bag. And the coloring on this is really something. And of course it's borderless. And this, oops, gets a ton of use. I'm just trying to find places to put decks because I really do have like 4 huge piles of decks in front of me here. But don't let that scare you. There's lots to choose from if you don't care for the original Rider-Waite-Smith. But this is such the standard, and so many books feature this and teach based on this deck that I really think either this deck or a very close clone is probably the best for most people to start with. I mean, you don't have to, obviously. You can start with any deck you want. I know someone who's just getting into tarot, and she chose to go with the Wild Unknown as her first deck. It's like, okay, good luck with that. I don't know how she's doing with it. She's expecting a baby in the next month or so, so she really hasn't had much time. But I mean, the coloring in this is so beautiful. But anyway, yeah, my friend has not, I haven't had time to catch up with her and see if she's even had a chance to look at the deck. But this is the Radiant Wise Spirit put out by Los Scarabeo, readily available. But I was so bonkers over this when I first saw it over on Simon at the Hermit's Cave, when I saw it on his channel, that I actually bought 2 copies of it, just in case. They had done a very similar coloring of this deck a few years ago, and then it quickly went out of print for some reason. I don't know why they pulled it so quickly. And I guess everyone was clamoring for it so much that they brought it back in a borderless version. And so, yeah, we all kind of went bananas when that hit the stores. I think I got mine back in April or May. It was released. So, oops. Oh well. All right, it can live in the box for now. And then one that has been an absolute workhorse for me for years, and I've talked about this before, is my Robin Wood. I love this deck so much. It's so beautiful. And again, it's all out of order because it gets used a lot. So I'll show you a few of these. It's just a gorgeous deck. I mean, this guy could not look any more miserly. But it is very Rider-Waite-Smith, as you can see. But just an absolutely gorgeous version. And I've had this one for a long time. Although I am considering getting a backup copy of this. Now you can see there are some changes. It's not a complete Rider-Waite-Smith recoloring or anything. She has changed a good number of the cards. I always loved this one. I love the coloring and the shading in this. I think she did, it's just beautiful. Oops. So this is why I need a spare copy, just in case I drop it and bend one of the cards, and then I'll cry myself to sleep. Okay, so let's see, moving on here. What's another good one to start with? Oh, let's see. Oh, I didn't bring my new Palladini in. I forgot about that one. Sorry, I can't decide which one to do next. The Anna Kay. I have the, I think this is the second edition that I got directly from her, but it is available in a mass market version now. This one came with this little booklet, which is pretty nice. But this is a beauty, just a beauty. It's the world. I think this one probably has my favorite death card of all time. Fumble fingers today. Oh, and here he is. I absolutely adore this card. Let's see if we can get this. Oh, come on. Just want to show the shading of the background. Okay, maybe that's too much. But it's just, it's so beautiful. Okay, that's like way too much. Let's take this down a notch. So I think this is an excellent choice for a beginner as well. She does have kind of a weird meaning for, I think it was the Eight of Wands in the book, which always kind of baffled me. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt, find your own meanings, but let's see if I can find it. She's got some interesting stuff in here, though. Let's see. Yeah, it says, Eight of Rods is a very strange card that reliably embarrasses me when it turns up in a reading for someone else because it means news and not much else. I guess if that's what it means to her, that's fine. It means news that has not yet arrived but will do so soon. Beyond this, there really isn't anything to say about the Eight of Rods. I don't know why. That's the first time I've heard that. It's a beautiful little bag a few years ago for Christmas. And this is called the Nusantara. It's out of Indonesia. And I know the creator has done at least a third edition. I was just checking the blog, his blog page, or her blog page. I mean, I actually don't know if it's a man or a woman. You can see the titles are all in, I think it's Bahasa Indonesian. But it's so close. I think you'll figure it out. That would be the Page of Pentacles. Obviously the Four. King of Cups. You know, it's not hard. Knight of Cups. But it's a very different art style. If you want something really different. That would be the Lovers. Six of Pentacles. See, it's very Rider-Waite Smith. It would not be at all hard to follow. But it's a nifty little deck. And it's a little bit smaller than, where did it go? It's a wee bit smaller, I think, than the standard. So yeah, a little bit smaller, shorter and thinner. So I will put the links to that, and you can try emailing the person, the creator. They did give an email address on the blog post, although that was almost 4 years ago now, so I don't know if it's still available, but you might be able to find like a used copy of it somewhere if it really speaks to you. Let's see, what else? Oh, this one I just got. This was a Kickstarter deck, but I think this would be absolutely perfect for beginners because this is the 5-cent tarot from Madame Clara. And I just did a walkthrough of this whole deck, so I won't belabor this one too much. But it has keywords on all the cards for both upright and reversed. Oops. Oh, this is just not working. So yeah, this would be very helpful till you kind of associate the meanings with the different cards. And it's very fun. It's got like this kind of carnival atmosphere to it, and there's all animals in it. There's no people. It's just animals and insects and reptiles and whatnot. And the King of Needles, of course, is a swordfish. So there's that. And like I said, I will put links to all these because this is now available through Madame Clara's Etsy shop. And I dropped one of the cards. Oh my god. But it's so cute, and it's just so fun. And I thought, yeah, with the keywords on there, it would be so helpful for somebody to learn. Okay, let's see. What are we doing? 15 minutes? We'll squeeze in a couple more, I think. Oh, another good one that I think would be the Salima Tarot. Very much a Rider-Waite-Smith clone. Again, from Lo Scarabeo. I got advertising card, the Tarosophy card, if you want to sign up there. But the coloring and the art style is very different from the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith if you don't like that. It's pretty. I don't think I've actually worked with it yet. It's definitely a Rider-Waite-Smith clone. So I think it would be easy for a beginner to follow if you have a book that uses the Rider-Waite-Smith deck as its teaching deck or has pictures. So that's very nice. Possibly this one. I'm not sure actually if this is still in print. I think it is. It is the Connelly Tarot deck. It's very Rider-Waite-Smith also. But it does have like the angels in it, and I think the Christian element kind of puts some people off in the pagan community. But, you know, if that doesn't bother you, then Two Cups. Yeah, that almost looks like Jesus. I haven't actually used this deck in years. Oh yeah, dead. So, I mean, what is this? Oh, materialism for the devil. But, you know, maybe this is your thing, if you like it. I think that's the image on the box. Or I think there's a book to go with it as well, which I do not have. So there's that. Oh, and I don't have a copy of, but the Hanson Roberts deck, which is very Rider-Waite-Smith, would also be a good choice for a beginner. She's the one who did the recoloring of the Rider-Waite-Smith and the Universal Waite, and I think the Radiant Rider-Waite as well. And, oh, I think the Influence of the Angels would probably also be very good. It comes with a very nice little chunky book and uses fine art paintings for the illustrations, but it is very Rider-Waite-Smith. And it's just a gorgeous deck. It's just beautiful. And I'm not even especially an angel person. I'm not into communicating with angels, and that's just not part of my path, my practice. But even I like this deck. It's just gorgeous. And it is, you know, gold gilt edging. So there's that as well. And I think I have a walkthrough of that as well, if you haven't seen that yet. And a lot of people have been mentioning this deck. This is the Kickstarter version of the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot from Matt Hughes. This is also available in mass market edition now. And I know a lot of people really love this deck, but I gotta tell you, I was disappointed with it. It's supposed to be Art Nouveau, and to me the colors are very washed out and pale, and I don't think that's indicative. I don't think it's very representative of Art Nouveau. I mean, the art is good. It's very good. But I was disappointed that so many of the colors are so pastel. And you can see all the gold. I would have preferred bolder colors. See, it's just gold, so it's hard to see, kind of. But like this, you know, it should have had more color in it, I think. It's just very washed out. I remember somebody, even on the Kickstarter page, asking him if all the colors were going to be this pale. So I was not the only one who was expecting something a little different. But it's pretty. A lot of people like it. I don't really read with it, but that's me. I'm still glad I have it, but it ended up not being what I was expecting, is all. So, and let me see, there was one other I particularly wanted to, oh, I don't know if this one gets a lot of talk. The Finestra Tarot. This is there's no book with it, but it comes in this big thing with the cards in the well. But it has this like spread paper again. I don't know if they're even selling it like this anymore, or if it's just the deck. Ugh. I think I can't figure out how to open it. So yeah, it came with this, which is very helpful, I think. Would be great for a beginner. Get the deck out and look at some of the cards, see what you think. I know a lot of people don't like it because it does have enormous borders, but the colors are nice. It's a very different art style. So let me find some of the majors. Here's the Fool. But you can see, you know, yep. God, I'm hopeless. Okay, now don't do that. Just started a video on somebody's channel accidentally. I've got my computer up here. I was trying to pull something up. There's the Fool, but yeah, you can see it's like half the card is eaten up with border, which is unfortunate. So that's kind of my criticism of it. It's just kind of too bad. And it's very decorative and all, but it doesn't really do anything to help you understand the meaning of the cards. Get a little closer, see the colors better. So that is the Finestra Tarot by Chatria. And it is still available. Like I said, I don't know if it comes in this kit thing anymore. Ugh. They're all fighting back. None of them want to go back in the box. It's like, No, no, don't put me back. You never take me out. You never take me anywhere. Okay. Well, not going anywhere tonight either. Back in the box with you. And let me see, what else did I particularly want to... I've still got more text sitting around here. I'm not sure about the Spiral Tarot. This, I think it's pretty much Rider-Waite-Smith. This is another one I've had like forever. It just doesn't really come out much anymore. But you can see it's got lots of detail in the cards. We've got astrological signs, alchemical element symbols. I think there's some Hebrew letters and stuff on some of them. I have to admit, I never really bonded with this one either. But I know other people adore it, so I thought I would bring it out and just suggest it. Just because it's not my favorite doesn't mean it's not going to be somebody else's. Everybody's got different tastes. I don't dislike it, but like I said, it's just I have others that I like so much better that I just really don't reach for this one anymore. We're doing on time. Oh, gall. Okay. Well, closing in on 30 minutes. So I think probably that's enough suggestions for now. If you didn't see anything you liked here, let me know. I've got more suggestions I can make. And so that's my VR to Pappa Squirrel and Summer at Astaria Ascend for beginner tarot decks. And wishing you once again a very happy Yule and blessed solstice. And Merry Christmas, because that's coming up this week. And I will talk to you soon. Thanks so much for watching, and please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, which I think is... Wait, which corner? I can't remember. It's one of these corners. Okay. Take care all. Talk to you soon. Bye.